You pussies look nervous.
I'm
you good?
nervous as hell.
This is gonna be fucking bad, man.
Yeah, man, you have a performance
not gonna
review?
fucking happen.
look at
Absolutely
him.
not. There's not a
God.
fucking chance.
We're in trouble.
Fix your hair, bro.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Gentlemen,
Rich?
performance review time. Not only is it my favorite time of year, it's also my favorite show. So you guys should be really fucking psyched. Woo! But, Welty, you are bringing this shit down with this fucking Euro trash crap. You're not some fucking designer from Berlin. You're a fucking dude from Jersey. Brendan, the hair worm thing and then the roadkill on your fucking head, I don't understand. Thank the Lord that we have Trinidad. You guys, you should emulate him. You're bringing this down, he's bringing it up. Thank you, my friend. I cannot even
My God.
raise. You guys will work on it.
About to go buy some new socks. All right, guys.
That's a full size. That's a full size. She want every color. That's a full size.
Hello to every single member of the FS Army out there. Of course, I'm your co-host, Brendan Dunn,
I'm Matt Welty.
Dad is in the building.
and we have a special guest with us today. If you could introduce yourself.
My name is Vashtie,
Hey.
That's right, Downtown Sweetheart.
downtown sweetheart AA.
Hey.
We're gonna talk about everything you've been doing in the sneaker world. First, I want to discuss the shoes we're wearing today. Welty, what do you have on?
I got the Adidas Special, Noel Gallagher edition.
Okay.
Okay.
And you're proud of that?
Yes.
Very proud. He has a special jacket to go with. You know that nigga proud. I did the Jordan 1 Chills, patent leather. Very happy. This is a women's or whatever. So shout out to StockX for finally having my size. I'm very happy. Did the lace swap, put the Virgils in there.
Vashtie, what are we wearing?
Well, I'm just wearing my very own Jordan 2 that I designed. First woman to design
The big
Jordans.
And historic
The biggest
sneaker.
flex.
Yeah.
I have the Vomero 5s on, not the cold wall ones. I like the cold wall ones, but that block on the back was too much for me, so I just did the SP pair. Let's talk about some sneaker news, guys. The first thing here is this Air Max Day confusion this year. It looks like Nike is not releasing a sneaker on Air Max Day. Instead, they are doing some charitable thing.
There's a conspiracy behind it.
My conspiracy is, and I think you guys may or may not support me on this,
Tell
but
us so.
so in the past Air Max days, they've had, there was the one retro pair, right, the Atmos joint, then the Sean Weatherspoon the next year. And this year there were supposed to be 6 of them, but I think they just couldn't do it on time logistically. And so now they're scrambling to figure something else out.
Oh, there was a bigger rumor that
Go ahead.
Sean Weatherspoon was supposed to release another Air Max.
The
on
blue
Air
ones,
Max.
right?
Yeah.
The blue ones like this,
Yeah.
kinda like.
But him and Nike aren't.
Sean
good.
Weatherspoon, come on the show to
Talk about it.
to us. Do you like the Sean Weatherspoon Air Max ones, by the way? Is it,
Yeah, they were cool.
you're on board with that?
Yeah.
Have you seen the stuff that was supposed to come out this year for Air
No,
Max Day?
no,
Okay.
no.
It's like these 6 on-air winners. Welty, you were on campus.
I was in
for that, right?
I was in Portland to see it. They basically had kids from 6 different cities enter a contest.
Yeah.
I actually got to design my own in New York, inspired by New Jersey, and they
Yeah,
told me to
we
go fuck
remember.
myself.
They're
yeah,
not very good this year, right?
not very
That's
good.
that's the shoes. Like this is basically the same program that Sean went through.
Right.
This is a new one with new people, right?
Right.
I mean that 97 is hard.
The Soul 97, this is the only one that I really like.
That's hard. It was another aqua color one, all aqua color.
Those
one.
are kind of nice.
Those are hard to me.
Is
this do anything for you?
it inspired by Aquafresh? Like the toothpaste?
Nah, it does
No,
look
no.
like the
They
toothpaste.
might have to cut a check down.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying.
Nike did release a statement on it. They said, this Air Max Day launches a new chapter focused on taking action. We know that change happens when people come together. Give Fresh Air, that's the name of the program, is a rallying cry to unify sneaker culture around a shared passion to ignite change. Nike and our partners will create ways to give air to support local organizations and champion the power of community. So I guess we'll have to see
That was a lot of
exactly
reading.
what, thank you, what shape that takes.
So Vash, let me ask you this question. You know, it's a lot of new designers, like people are getting their shoes. Like, you know, you kicked it off as far as somebody that
Is that a
doesn't
pun?
do sports.
That was a good one.
Worst take, right here. There it is.
All right. How do you feel about all the shoes that Jerry Lorenzo does as far as Farragut?
I'm not fully familiar. I mean, I know him and have met him a couple of times,
Have
but
you've seen his hair in real life?
I have.
His hair is incredible. I said this before on the show. The most beautiful hair I've ever seen.
That's like a real like mane, right? Like
It's something.
Okay. I've only seen these.
Mhm.
So, I mean, at least that's what I think I've seen. I'm sure I've probably seen a lot of his collaborations,
Right,
and I
right,
probably
right.
haven't. But, so what are my thoughts?
I mean, would you wear that particular sneaker or whatever? He has a few different ones. That's kind of like, I don't know, was that considered his main sneaker now?
Yeah, that's
the
the
Air Fogs, the Fair God.
I mean, I think it's a beautiful shoe. I really think it's interesting. It's forward. It feels classic, but it does have like this real new like forward spin on it. But for me, I really love a classic silhouette, so I don't think I would wear it, but it's something that, I mean, it looks like a piece of artwork.
Jerry Lorenzo come on the show.
So these are two new colorways that's supposed to be coming out in the future. Right?
Allegedly.
Are they?
This
Are
the
they killing
green
it? Or is it going
it's too
down?
much. It's too
done,
much.
right?
It's
Okay.
too much. This
Okay.
is like what Gunna would have bought on sneaker shopping.
This is
if,
the Gunna
if they were
Fair
out.
God.
Yeah.
Kind of match your jacket.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be like a Halloween shoe, right? Yeah, but transferring to something that Vashtie, that you have a little bit of experience with.
A little bit? I can't wait till he says.
Yeah, the Air Jordan 3. This is supposed to be made for women. I know the Air Jordan 3 is your favorite shoe of all time. Is that
Yes, correct.
black cement?
Ding, ding, ding.
Did a little bit of research. You had a birthday cake.
It's a crazy birthday.
Kanye
cake.
West stole the idea after
He
that?
did. A couple months later, I'm at his birthday party and they pull out the cake. I'm like, what?
For some Yeezys, right?
cake.
Like,
right?
okay. But it was beautiful.
Did
Kanye
you talk
West
to him
stole
about
the
it?
show.
I think I did make like a little
Shot
snarky
joke.
comment, but it was his birthday. I mean, like, no one's really listening when you're talking to them. No one's really listening when you're talking to them.
Jordan Brand is making these Air Jordan 3s for women.
Air Jordan 3 Explorer.
It looks like a boot. How do you feel about this, being that the Air Jordan 3 is your favorite shoe, and this is supposed kind of
Do
marketed
you see the
towards
vision,
you?
or is this complete shit?
I don't see the vision right immediately, but I think that I might have to see how it would be styled.
You sound kind of skeptical. You sound like you're trying to say nice things about it.
Because, sometimes you see things and you're like, oh, no, that doesn't make any sense. And then you see it on someone, or I don't think I could pull it off.
No?
Yeah.
Could you pull this off, TJ?
I'm pretty confident in putting off a lot of things. I just don't like to wear ugly shoes. Me personally.
We're just classifying that as an ugly shoe right
To me, it's an ugly shoe.
now. Okay. How do you feel about Jordan Brand trying to do more women's sneakers these days?
I think that they should. I don't think they need to maybe go too far off the deep end with it. Because I think that women, as a woman, I love a classic silhouette. I think that there are certain things you can change and alter, but I don't think you need to.
This
Don't
is too
shrink
far.
it and pink it.
Yeah.
This is too far.
That's a funny fucking statement.
Now, you, of course, were the first woman to get an Air Jordan collaboration. 2009, you had a black cement Jordan 3 sneaker cake at your birthday party.
Yes.
The next day, you talked to a friend at Jordan Brand. The next year, that sneaker came out. Did you feel like it was something historic at the time when you did it?
Like, I almost felt like it was going to be, like, I was going to get clowned. Like, it was like, I was going to get punked. Like, yeah, this is not really happening. But
Okay.
go ahead, little girl, like, just do what you want to do.
Right.
So for that whole year, it was like, working on the design process. So I really wasn't sure, but it didn't feel historic. It just felt like an unbelievable opportunity that I was given, but.
How do you feel when it comes to like females? Per se, I'm gonna just put names out there like a Laylee May, Tiana Taylor.
Come on the show.
Both people, everybody come on the show. Do y'all have a relationship? Are y'all cool?
Yeah.
Okay. But so it's not one of those type of things where you feel like they owe you anything. It's more of like homage, like it's respect.
What's interesting is that I've known Tiana Taylor since she was like 16 years old.
Right, child.
You went to her Super Sweet 16?
I didn't. I met her after, shortly
Okay,
after.
okay. I wasn't invited either.
Yeah. That year she had surfaced on everyone's radar because she was like on set with Beyonce, I think, and she was showing her how to do like some Harlem
Gotta
dances.
dance, right?
Chicken
Yeah.
noodle soup.
And so she sort of got really
It
popular.
wasn't chicken noodle soup. Wouldn't it be Lil Mama who did chicken noodle soup?
I thought. Anyways, we can look. We can
Let's
Google
not
that.
confuse our Harlem queens.
We can.
That boy there.
I think it was chicken noodle soup. We can Google that after the episode.
So I've known Tiana forever.
She's a baby. Yeah.
Yes. So love her. And Aleli I met recently. I knew of her like on the internet and social media. And then I met her and she was super sweet and lovely. And
Nice.
I'm
She
just.
gave you a pair of Jordans?
She did actually.
Okay.
She sent me a pair of Jordans.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's only right.
The ones, right? The Jordan
Yeah.
ones?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I need the new ones. So,
Sixes?
girl, let me know.
Right.
So one thing I want to ask you about. So your nickname Downtown Sweetheart. You're big in the Soho scene back in the day. I feel like that scene's changed a lot over the past like 10 plus years, where you have parents driving their kids in from Connecticut to come camp out, in front of Supreme. What do you think about Soho Hypebeast like culture nowadays?
Wow, it's so strange because I feel like, when I was like in the thick of it, like 99 to like 2004, it was literally you knew everyone in the scene. There was not a stranger. There was not like, and at that time it was before social media and before the generations changed. So I feel like most of us can say we came from an era where it was like, you know, keeping it real and you had to be authentic. Like you couldn't just like find like a bunch of skateboarders and just be like, hey guys, can I hang out too? Like it wasn't like that. It was like, who are you? Did someone else vouch for you? So it's interesting to see how that's evolved.
It's a lot more love now, you would say, than it is before?
I try and focus on the positive of everything now.
Same,
I've
yeah,
really
we definitely.
Well,
do
yeah,
that
no,
here.
that-
Fuck you, Miss Guthrie.
That's what I meant by
we want to hear the
love,
negative. We want to hear the negative.
because
We want to hear the
I come
negative.
from a very like tough place where
Albany. Am I right? Or are you talking about?
Hit us,
Not at all. Not at all.
Switch.
1999.
not,
you
not,
moved,
right,
right?
not necessarily Albany, but just like the era of like, you know, being authentic. So like
You couldn't smoke weed with us unless we knew who you were.
exactly, or you couldn't do anything. So I feel like now we're in a world where it's like, you seem nice, cool, let's be friends. Like it's just like we are in this moment of light.
too open or way more open.
Yeah.
Whatever that, however that
Or
works.
if you buy the right T-shirt, you can go
Exactly.
walk
It's
up
like
to
now it's no one distinguishes like me and my team we were talking about an artist who's like kind of like this edgy like
Who is it?
I'm not
Who is it?
Like
Just say it and we'll
Cardi?
bleep it out. Listen,
That's not fair to us,
listen,
because you
just
brought
say
it
and
up.
we'll bleep it out. We promise.
But the history of a lot of people can be like I could be like I'm a girly girl like and then but in 5 years I might be like I'm like a tough tomboy. And
Is that fair? Is that cool?
I personally think it's inauthentic.
Yeah.
But
It's kind of like how Welty wasn't a soccer hooligan 5 years ago.
what
You
was
wasn't a real soccer person
what was
5
your
years
te-
ago?
What was your team?
I'm done with you.
I go.
I'm done with you.
I got season
I'm
ticket.
done with you. Nigga, you're canceled. Nigga,
No.
you're Gucci.
Actually, when you kind of broke into the scene, I know you had a relationship with James Jebbia at the time, and you wanted to work at Supreme, and he said you would be better at Stussy. Is that how that happened?
Yeah, I think the real thing was that Stussy was hiring. So that was where I was kind of placed.
Did
How
you
did
know
you feel
James
about
back
it?
then?
I hadn't known him. So growing up in Albany, I skated and my friends skated in BMX. So we knew of Supreme. It was
Okay.
like the legend store. So a skater, I'm blanking on his name right now. He did a demo and me and my friends went to the demo. We were chit-chatting and I was like, I'm moving to New York. I'm going to art school
Right.
in next year. And he's like, oh, you
Shout out to SVA.
Shout out to SVAS
Hey.
and my student loans. So he was like, word, he's like, when you go to New York, he's like, hit up my friend Aaron. He works at Supreme and he'll
Speaking of canceled,
hook you up. Okay.
how do you feel about where Supreme is at nowadays? Like, can you still wear it on the regular? Like, is there too?
Do they give that to you? Do you get sent to Supreme?
I mean,
You got the plug?
I've been a part of the fam, so.
One thing I want to ask you, you working in the sneaker space, as like a lot of women feel like it's hard to break into the sneaker space, being it's so male dominated, and a lot of the times you see girls who get some
Girls or
track.
women?
Yeah. Okay.
Which one?
Come on.
Which one?
What?
Women, go
about?
ahead.
Anyways, but you see like, girls who get a lot of traction on social media, kind of like posting half naked with Jordans versus like women who want to be taken seriously in the industry. Like, how do you feel about like the contrast of those two things?
Deep sigh.
If I'm looking to the positive side, I'm like, there's moments for all of it, right? Like,
Yeah.
because women aren't just one-sided. They're not just like, librarian of 24/7, like completely clean cut. And like some days they want to get a little hood or a little ratchet. So I feel like it's okay. I think that sometimes where it is frustrating to look at is when it's clearly a girl has figured out the like a woman has figured. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, video game console, Supreme, Jordans, but let me just make it still me, where I'm like in a thong, and so I think if it's
Inauthentic, per se.
right, and I feel like if it's too much of that, it sort of feels forced, and I think it does create challenges for the girl who is really into those things to like break into it, because it's the idea that mixing up sex into it helps it sell.
I got an important question for you, and this is the question that I honestly want to know for myself. When I think back, I only know you when it comes to as far as like a female who's done dope shit, first Jordans. I don't know who was before you, who inspired you, or like who was the female that you looked at like, man, she's so fly, she this, that, I don't know. Who would that be?
I would say, well, interestingly enough, growing up the people I looked up to were like musicians. So like I loved Nina Cherry. I loved very old school. Her daughter makes music. Her daughter's name is Mabel. You should check her out. She's amazing.
Shout out to Mabel.
On the show.
Lauryn Hill and Aaliyah. But then, you know, when I moved to New York, it was women like Diane Martell.
Diane Martell.
Yeah, she did a lot of the Clips videos, like really forward, funny,
wow.
like has a great sense of style.
Okay.
Amy Gunther, who she's opened KCD in Williamsburg, the skate shop, but she was like a skater, but like this beautiful like woman, like doing her own thing.
Because of that, maybe a lack, was it harder for you? Like, did you experience a lot of sexism when you were first getting into the scene?
Well, I mean, at the time, girls, so I lived and worked downtown Manhattan. And so at that time, it was like girls had a look. Like girls were not wearing Jordans to work, not to the office, not to any fashion magazine, anything. So usually a girl wearing Jordans was a girl from the hood, and that was like their look. So I grew up in the hood, so I was very much inspired by like tomboy looks, which is what Girls in the Hood did. So I took that with me to Manhattan when I moved. And I feel like in that scene, there was definitely like a lot of discrimination. Like I couldn't go to a club with sneakers. You know, like how guys get a hard time, you can't wear shorts. They literally, a lot of clubs in Manhattan were like, no, like you cannot come in here.
What about
You're in a
Santos?
t-shirt. Santos.
You were
no.
good at Santos.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about that. Did you lose your mind when you heard Drake mention you used to be at,
I was completely
used to be with
shocked.
Vashtie at
because,
Santos? That's
yeah,
where the Tommy camp?
In the song Migos and Drake, it's Walk It Like I Talk It. He mentions used to be at Santos with Vashtie.
Shout out Despot, come on the show, by the way.
Do you guys have you and Drake have like a friendship? Do you have like a Drake story you could tell?
I think it was before he dropped his mixtape. He was coming to the Santos party. My manager at the time was cousins, I think, with his manager at the time. He was just a really nice guy. I mean, my only story was that I was like, you look so familiar. I'm like, have we met? He's like, no, I promise you've never met. Like, totally, we'd never met. And then I realized one of my like gay best friends was obsessed with that show he was on.
Oh, Degrassi.
Degrassi.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, now I remember.
I think what's even more interesting too is the next line where he says that's where the Tommy Campos who used to be at A-Life, and I feel like you have some A-Life connections between that.
Yeah.
You used to live with Kunle, is that right?
Yeah, I mean, again, it was such a small scene. You knew everyone in it. There was no stranger, like no stranger could walk into it, and then you just knew everyone.
Drake, come on the show.
Why not? Come on.
And he actually hired Angie Chavez, who used to work at A-Life, so now she's
at the OVO show,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
I just did a panel discussion.
Oh,
with
that
her.
makes sense. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep asking. I gotta get all the information from you because you were able to see it from a fashionable standpoint. I trust your opinion. You've dealt with a lot of cool people, like from the Pharrells to the Drakes to the, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, what's a great Pharrell fashion story that you can tell?
That's a great segue into that.
Pharrell, come on the show.
On fashion only though, like just like.
I just think that era was interesting because it was a lot of like oversized jerseys or things were just so oversized, and no one.
Back to that now, it's funny.
Yeah, it was a time where people were afraid to break out and do something different. Whereas now, like, kids will wear anything. Like, they have no fear, which
Facts.
is incredible. But I think that.
They have fear of God, though.
Well, yeah.
That's the one.
But that was an era where, especially people of color, it was hard to break outside of the box because you'd be labeled as weird or you're trying to be white. Like, why are you dressing like that? So I think that just that era for like Pharrell, Kanye. I mean, even Ghostface since the 90s, for me, he was always like forward.
You being a stylist and everything, we wanted to get your personal opinion on maybe some of our best or most egregious fits.
Okay.
Oh, this is not too long ago. Trinidad in the
It's
traditional
me and
garb.
DJ Clark Kent right here on set.
You think he pulled that off?
Yes. I
You
do.
respect that?
Because, okay, I'm going to say this because we're of Trinidadian descent.
Yeah.
So this is also.
Shout out to the land of the hummingbirds.
Oh, I did not know that.
Shout out Trinidad Ghost, by the way. I just came from Carnival. Yo, that's a different story.
Okay.
Trinidad's on fire right now.
So it kind of feels reminiscent of like what Indian men wear. So I really rock with it because I feel like there's a meaning behind it. Even if I don't know it, I feel like, oh, I get where that was inspired from.
Wow, this fit. I respect the hell out of this one. This is a hundreds tracksuit, by the way, with the Balenciaga arenas.
That's a hundreds
on,
camo tracksuit, Balenciaga Arenas, 2013.
What do you
It's a
think
drip.
this is?
I'm still trying to wrap my brain around that this is the hundreds. Okay.
Camo, yeah.
I never.
This is
seen
one of the
it.
best camos they ever did.
I think you pulled it. Of course you pulled this off. You pulled this off.
What else do we have here? I think there are some other.
All the Of all.
I had no idea. By the way, that's a Nike Gyakuso jacket.
Oh, thank you.
Just
for
for
throwing that out
That's
there.
a little Gen Talk hockey.
This
Wait.
is you?
What year is this?
Does that not look like me?
What? No, what year was this?
Last year?
This was maybe 2013.
Did you stop eating those mini burgers? Because you look slimmer.
Thank you.
Did you lose
Thank
weight?
you. This is.
Oh, that's all he wanted to hear. The
No,
He's
that
never
was
going
a-
to stop being vegan now. That's it.
That was at Guy Fieri's restaurant, by the way. Oh God, this is 2012. This is me. Jesus. But Black Cement 3's on, so let the record show.
Okay. What are you laying on?
This is at.
Did you twerk after this?
This is.
You had like Rockefeller Center?
Rockefeller Center. There's a long story
Okay.
behind this, but I think that's a Tendy Putty and a Freshness Mag beanie, just for the record. Any
I-
overall
I
thoughts?
think the overall composition of the photo with the color behind it, I think it works.
Okay, well,
Shout
thank
out
you
to
for
the
that.
colors behind you.
Thank you for that. Oh, this is
Oh, that's it.
a Matt Welty. Speaking of looking skinny,
Oh yeah. I was a little.
how do you feel about this soccer hooligan kid he's got on here?
I really like it. You guys have really great style, but it's all like fitting to each of you. So
Do we have any more Welty ones? Yeah, this is not too
what's
long ago.
on the hood?
It's a CP company jacket with the goggles on it.
Any
Suede Adidas.
Good to go.
Oh my God.
Wow.
wow.
What
Let's
is
get roasted
that?
here.
When is that from?
This is 2010. I was at an electro dance party at.
Like Rob Dyrdek.
I told you his life was entirely different. Go, no,
like
no, I
Rob
need to know.
Dyrdek.
What's the rest of it?
I was at an electro dance party at the Middle East in Cambridge, Massachusetts.
Okay, not the actual Middle East.
No, not the actual Middle East. Yeah. Jesus, dude, you guys are just going in on my fits. This is me with a pitcher of beer that I stole from the local bar. Going,
What shirt is that?
it's just a Uniqlo polo, but I'm walking to the soccer match after getting a fresh cut and
Jesus
drinking a pitcher of beer
Any thoughts on this
in
outfit?
public.
I think you know what pulls it all together is the picture of beer.
It's about the accessories,
I think
right?
yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Vashtie.
Vashtie, each week here on the show, we punish somebody who said the most egregious thing last week for the worst take section, and we make them switch out their shoes and put on a terrible pair. I believe it is me this week for saying Yeezier, which again is just a,
That wasn't
just
that
a
bad,
pun.
guys.
The Resold keeps going down because
Okay.
it's making it easier.
Nice.
Yeezier.
Yeah, I think it's making it easier. Yeah,
Oh,
easier. I caught it.
so
For her, that's typical Ellen Drip. She's
Typical Ellen
been
Drip.
styled very.
Typical, yeah. The voters picked it on the YouTube comments, so I have to take my shoes off
sir,
and
shoes.
What's Kanye West like in person?
Sweet guy. I don't know. He always seems sweet to me.
Got some Team Jordans here.
Are you talking to a guy with these shoes on? What if
Well,
he's
I'm not
asleep?
talking to any guy because I only have one guy, but
How does a guy impress you with his sneakers?
less is more. I mean, this is like,
this ain't it.
What if he's a great guy? But that's just.
you know, I will overlook it for a great guy, but I probably would really question a lot about what other poor decisions he's making in his life if this is on his feet.
I got a quick question for you though before we move on. Have you ever resold sneakers?
Yes, only once.
What was the occasion?
I got a pair of the New York Dunks,
Oh.
and quite early, but I just didn't like Dunks. I didn't like the feeling of
Really?
wearing pillows. No, I didn't.
What did you skate in? What did you skate in?
At the time, it was Pumas.
Some Spalding?
Yeah. No. You really did your research.
He lives for
Oh my
that.
God. Okay. But I didn't like the feeling, so I ultimately sold them.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So check me out, Vash. We do a segment here called Drip, Flip, or Skip.
Okay.
Drip being it looks good on you or whatever. Flip being we'll sell it. You like it, but you won't wear it. You'll sell it like the New York.
Okay.
And skip being we don't fuck with it at all.
Okay.
Our first shoe we're gonna do is the Lately Made Jordan 6. Is that a drip, flip, or skip for you?
That is a drip.
Let me ask you this
I
though.
want
Is that
them.
Strinkin' and Pinkett?
Well, you know what's interesting is that I don't think it is. One, because a woman has created it, but also I think we live in an interesting time where we can be ironic and also, you know,
Still hold
make
the
a statement.
same.
Yeah.
This is a drip for me. Yeah, I gotta get these. You know, it's Women's History Month, so I'm supporting this project.
If it wasn't Women's History Month, would you not support it?
I mean,
I'm just asking the question, yes or no?
The amount of virtue that you're signaling right now.
oh Lord. Yeah, I might still pick these up for a woman in my life.
Okay. Book this in a book, right? Drip, flip, or skip?
I'd say it's a flip if those shoes are going for a good buck.
They're not gonna go. What? These?
I can't imagine myself wearing a pink Jordan myself.
But you're gonna resell these?
I like it. It's a drip. I'll rock them.
All right.
We have the emotionally unavailable Jordan 1.
Shout out Edison Chen, come on the show.
Please come on the show.
I messed up. He was on a flight with me a couple weeks ago, and I neglected to.
You didn't say hi to him?
Neglected to approach him. Well, he was all the way up in first class, like at the very, very front of first class, and I was all the way
This
back
dude's
in
like a
economy.
star watcher. He can see anybody that's famous from 50 yards out.
I feel like it wasn't right.
Ash, you got good Edison Chen story from back in the day? You guys hang out?
I've only ever met him and hung out with him in Paris during Fashion Week because that's
Flex.
where it is a flex. I'm very fortunate, but that seems to be where everyone from like LA, New York, Paris, London, we're all in the same city at the same time. So nice guy.
Drip, flip, or skip?
I'd have to see the front of it, but I think it would be a flip.
Flip. Brendan?
This is a drip for me. I like the kind of vandal type nods that are involved in it. Good
Does feel
shoe.
like a
Good
vandal.
shoe.
Are you emotionally unavailable?
Hey, you gotta talk to my therapist about that one.
Well, dude.
I actually think this shoe is a drip from when I first saw it. I'm not an Air Force One guy, but I think they did a really good job on it.
I like high top Air Force One, so drip for me. Moving forward, the regional Yeezys. How do you feel about this model anyways, Vash? Like in general, this model?
I'm fully not familiar with all of the Yeezys.
You like
So-
Adidas Yeezys or Nike Yeezys?
Nike
Or-
Yeezys, but these are cool.
Drip, flip, or skip?
I would probably, because I literally wear the same like model of a shoe every day.
Creature habit.
Yes, I'm a Taurus. I would definitely flip.
Brendan?
I'm really torn over this because I've seen this shoe so much that I'm really sick of it, but I do like how they're doing the regionally exclusive thing to make them a little bit more distinct. So I'll say drip.
Okay.
I'll say drip.
Walter?
If you can flip it, there's not much flip left on Yeezys, but these are going to be limited. Flip it.
It's a flip for me. Vashtie, we do shoes, but we also do outfits. That's not ours. First one is Skip Bayless in the Concord 11. Is this a drip, flip, or skip for you?
I think it's a drip.
Brendan?
That's a skip in more ways than one. He doesn't look very natural here.
Literally a skip.
Skip! Out of here. Beat it. Last but not least, we know somebody. Set me up. What's going on here? This is a photo shoot? What is this?
So basically,
Same overalls?
these were different.
Okay.
Those were from Urban Outfitters. These are Carhartt.
Okay.
Work in
Hey.
progress.
Okay.
So that was
Hashtag sponsored.
not really, hope so, but Edwin Ortiz Jr. took this photo for me, my photographer, and I was DJing and we just saw some rafters and decided, okay, we have to take photos. So
Before I move, ask you if this is drip, flip, or skip. Why is that Supreme foam posit? Like, why do you like it so much?
I think because it's so gaudy, I don't know, it's like some Latin grandmother's like gold, like
Right.
You wore like the
rope
whole outfit
cut.
too before,
yeah,
right?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you proud or not proud?
Yeah, I'm
Like,
proud.
Okay.
I have no regrets.
So this is the drip for you right here. The drip, flip, or skip for yourself. What is this?
That's a drip, for sure.
Brendan.
Yeah, that's a drip. Those foam posits are hard to pull off, but I'll give it to you here.
Yeah, I agree. It's like it's the sort of shoe that like you just maybe I wouldn't expect you to wear, and then that you're wearing it, it's like it comes across as pretty cool.
That's drip. I'll give it drip.
Thank you.
All right, Vashtie, before we get out of here, we want to dip into the comments section and see what the people have been saying about us on YouTube and other social media platforms, which is always an interesting time.
They're
So
so
I will
nice.
read some of those off on air here. First one we have here is from someone named CL who said, "This damn show won me over. Damn you, Trinidad James. Damn you, Mustache Man. And damn you, extra to the dad shoe." Welty over here. I view a lot of YouTube talk shows that don't even require me to watch with my eyes, but you people demand my attention. Shout out to the editor. Thank you, Matt
That's
Gian, for always
Matt Gian, my nigga.
looking good. We have another one saying, Billie Eilish is doing so much stuff with Complex that she should come on the show. Gentlemen, do we want Billie Eilish on the show?
Come on the show.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, I want to hear no bullshit. Billy, come on the show. Okay?
Ants Wonder says, after watching that YouTube part of the show, I gotta say, Welty, you are not a plus for the culture. Trinidad makes the show still popping and relevant, but I would love to buzz off that mustache finally off Brandon.
Oh, wow.
Because it just looks creepy. Enough said. Bring back? I don't know who is, but this person really jumped out the window. One more comment here from Carolyn We do have at least one woman watching. She says, every morning I ask my husband before I leave the house if my outfit is a drip, flip, or skip.
Wow.
This show has consumed
Cute.
us.
That's incredible.
Thank you, Karen. Thank
Shout
you,
out to
Karen.
that family.
This has been another episode of Full Size Run. I am your host, Brendan Dunn,
I'm Matt Welty.
Dad.
and this was.
Vashtie.
Woo!
We'll see you next week.
You want us? That's a.
She want every color, that's a full size. Buy a 6 for my kids, bought a 7 for my chick.
Yo, better late than never, but it finally came. We got the plaque.
What's that silver shit?
100K subscribers.
That's cute.
This is amazing, dude.
You're hyped over 100,000 subscribers?
What do you mean?
That's nothing.
It's a big moment for the brand.
I could start my own channel and get 100,000 subscribers. You don't want a million?
I'm not trying to touch that shit till it's all go.
Okay, you guys, we need more subscribers.
Subscribe now or Joe LaPuma will never take us sneaker shopping.
I'm at to dress like Welty. Back to being the common folk. Nobody wants that.
It's not pretty.
I already lost my Gucci sock.
They're gonna fire me if we don't get more subscribers. That's actually true.
Subscribe to the show or they're gonna stop sending me Spezzy Hal.
Subscribe to the show so I can keep flexing on you niggas, man. You see these goddamn kicks on my feet? Y'all niggas don't want no smoke.
Just hit the button. I mean, God, how much more can we have?